Well, good evening, Southeast Texas. Some quiet weather across the region this evening. Not really much going on at all. Lots of sunny skies out there to end your Wednesday afternoon on our Roofing 911 Skycam network here in Beaumont, sponsored by Packard and Apray. Had a few showers locally today, not many. The coverage was only around 20 to 30%. Actually, nothing really in the triangle. We still had high pressure pretty much just to our west in the mid-atmosphere. But the main thing is we were fairly stable today compared to areas to our west and southwest. That'll change a little bit tomorrow. That front that's worked offshore overnight last night comes back to the north and dissipates. So we'll be a little more unstable coming up for tomorrow. Our Roofing 911 Skycam network outside our 12 studios, sponsored by Mid-County Plumbing. Just a few mid-level clouds out there. We started out in the 70s this morning, but you probably felt it this morning, felt a little bit better than it has few mornings before this morning, just to that stability we had work in behind that weak front. It's going to be a little more unstable coming up. We started out in the 70s, got up into the lower 90s today, pretty close to average for this time of year. Like I said, there weren't many showers at all, just a couple here and there, mainly north of Interstate 10. Over in Lake Charles, they had a decent shower around mid-afternoon. Notice they got more clouds over there because they had a little bit heavier shower over in Lake Charles earlier today, but just not much of a coverage here in Southeast Texas. Some areas, believe it or not, after the wet summer we've had, getting pretty dry again. We could actually use a little bit of rain in some spots, not everybody, but some spots we could actually start, needing the rain. We'll have it in the forecast. It'll be scattered tomorrow, then it starts picking up late Friday into a Saturday as things have slowed down a little bit. We'll get to all that coming up in just a moment, but temperatures right now are running in the upper 80s. And let's go to the lakes area now. Mostly clear skies. Roofing 911 Skycam network in Jasper, sponsored by Provalis. Lakes area, you started out in the lower to mid 70s this morning, got into the lower 90s, had a couple of light showers earlier around Jasper, and that was it. Pretty quiet weather going on across much of the southern plains to end the month of August. Couldn't ask for quieter weather, really. Just not much going on, nothing in the tropics. That's great news as well. Things pretty quiet out there. Temperatures tonight will drop on down into the mid 70s. When you wake up in the morning, it won't feel as nice and as stable as what we had this morning across Southeast Texas. Our Roofing 911 Skycam network down in Port Arthur, sponsored by Market Basket. Partly cloudy skies there, just some mid-level clouds left over from today's showers here and there. There weren't many, but still a few leftover clouds, and that's it. Now tonight should be mostly clear to partly cloudy. Now as we head toward, let's say 3, 4, 5 in the morning, a few showers may start developing down in the Port Arthur area along the coast as that weak front begins to lift back to the north across Southeast Texas. So that's going to make for a little more instability across Southeast Texas tomorrow compared to what we had today. Now closer to the coastline, you were still pretty warm today too. Got up to about 92 or so in Port Arthur. And our camera over in Orange, sponsored by the Horseman's Western Store, Roofing 911 Skycam network over in Orange. Look at the interstate, traffic flowing nice and smooth this evening. Hopefully it will continue that way. Certainly no problems with the weather. And they also have partly cloudy skies over at Orange too. And you started out in the mid 70s as well this morning, got up into the lower 90s this afternoon with no rain across much of Southeast Texas for today. The only showers really saw today, as we said, there were a few north of Interstate 10 in southern Jasper and Newton counties, and a few up in the lakes. That was it. And our Roofing 911 Skycam network here in Beaumont, sponsored by Packard and Apray. Just a few mid and high level clouds out there. Otherwise, skies are mostly clear. Should be a pretty pleasant evening coming up across the area tonight. Now your weather headlines, look for scattered showers and thunderstorms for your Thursday. We'll give it about a 30, maybe 40% coverage tomorrow. Looking more like a 30 tomorrow. And then much of Friday looks okay. It's going to be a hot day Friday. Not many storms around Friday, maybe 20, 30% during the day. The problem is Friday night and Saturday as a slow moving cold front works in from the north. We'll have a good chance of rain and a few thunderstorms Friday night and Saturday at 60%. So we've had to extend the rain into Saturday as well, as the front is a lot slower moving in than what it looked like over the past 3 or 4 days. Big question is the timing of the showers and thunderstorms because of Friday night football. So it'll be a close call. Hopefully most games can get in before the heavier storms move in. We'll talk and show you that in just a moment. That means a drier air mass for Labor Day. Looking good. That drier air starts coming in Sunday, and early next week looks pretty good across southeast Texas. Now, we're running in the upper 80s, still close to 90. Kirbyville had a shower in the last hour. They're in 78 degrees, 86 in Jasper, 89 in Orange, so not too bad. Mostly clear skies. Some showers way off to our northeast. Those are also beginning to weaken. Houston had some pretty good thunderstorms earlier today. The buildups off to our west. They were more unstable there. That front never made it through the Houston area. It got to about, let's say, between Anahuac and Houston and stalled out. We were just more stable here, our part of southeast Texas today compared to what they had out west. 90 in Lufkin, 89 in Lake Charles, 93 in San Antonio, 92 in Junction. But you know, for this time of the year, even for central and west Texas and southwest Texas, this isn't too bad. 100 Laredo, that's not bad at all. 98 Del Rio, 80s and 90s. You know, we've seen 108s and 110s. Very common the last several summers in southwest Texas, from Del Rio to Laredo, north of Brownsville, but it's not been the case this summer. We have gotten a break this summer from the intense heat like we have seen, of course, over the past 2 or 3 summers. That's for sure, when we had temperatures over 100. We haven't hit 100 in the triangle yet this year. Got up to 98, Lakes area, you've gotten to 99, very close there, but not quite. Looks like we may just make it. So that's good news there. All right, there's the front I was talking about. I don't know if you remember, but last night we had a few little showers in Orange County after dark. That was along this weak front that came through. Models were showing this, by the way, this past weekend. Little boundary coming through, just kind of reinforcing the stability of the atmosphere across southeast Texas. The front just west of Houston, back up into northeast Texas there. This is going to dissipate, move back to the north like overnight into tomorrow. So it'll be a little more unstable tomorrow. And high pressure too, we've had just west of the area. That'll also be moving west tonight and tomorrow as well. So we may see a little bit better coverage of those scattered showers and thunderstorms coming up for tomorrow compared to what we had today, because we only had about a 10 to 20% coverage locally in southeast Texas today. The areas in green, good moisture. Still have a lot of moisture across southeast Texas. That's certainly not an issue. You can have a lot of moisture as much as you want in the atmosphere, but if you're too stable, a lot of times you don't get many showers and thunderstorms to develop. All right, let's take a look at the upper atmosphere. There's that front just to our south. It never made it back to the north as a warm front today. Just didn't do it. That's going to happen tonight and tomorrow. So it'll be a lot warmer tonight. Be a little more unstable tomorrow. Maybe a little less moisture overall, but I still think we'll see at least a 30% coverage tomorrow. Then the front comes down. Okay, this is what we're going to be watching is Friday night, just mainly because of high school football. Notice some of the best moisture is right at kickoff. Friday, 7:30. See those bright orange? That's not rainfall, that's moisture. That's some pretty high moisture levels there. The front's still back to the north though, right over the lakes, maybe just north of the lakes here. The big question is, will we see thunderstorms well ahead of the front? A lot of times we do see that happen. Instead of being just right along the front, we'll probably have some thunderstorms ahead of. Storms will form in northeast Texas, northern Louisiana Friday afternoon and work to the south. That's what's going to happen. So unfortunately, there's going to be a chance of showers and thunderstorms in that forecast for Friday night football. Hopefully not much lightning, but we know here we get a lot of lightning, especially in the late summer after a hot day and you have a weak upper level disturbance and a weak front working in. But technically the front's not even going to make it here. As you see there, there's Saturday afternoon. It's right along Interstate 10. We still have deep moisture in place. So models have slowed down a little bit. So that's a little bit of good news for high school football. Hopefully we can get these games in without any big problems. Now, there'll still be some showers around. That's at 12:20. Notice as we go through the afternoon, the front finally gets offshore. We don't start seeing any dry air here locally now till probably Sunday. But I tell you what, Labor Day into most of next week looks beautiful. We'll have a dry Dry northwesterly flow, lower humidity, and lows back in the 60s for a couple of mornings. We'll show you that on the 7-day forecast coming up in just a moment. All right, now here's our rainfall future cast for Friday. Notice most of Friday's fine, most of the day. High's gonna be hot, low to mid 90s, maybe a couple of storms popping during the day. Now this is at 4:10 in the afternoon. Notice a few thunderstorms beginning to develop, some of the heavier stuff still off to the northeast. But as we get closer to kickoff, notice the front still well to our northwest, but will we have thunderstorms ahead of it? That's the big question. We'll know more on this tomorrow when we start looking at some shorter range models that go out this far. But notice at kickoff, some rain, scattered thunderstorms, the lakes, then a little break, and it blows back up again around daybreak or just before on Saturday. So hopefully we can get lucky there Friday night and get those games in. Then the front slowly works offshore Saturday, but we have to carry a 60% coverage of showers and thunderstorms now on Saturday. Friday during the day, not a whole lot of rain. Notice this is at 7:30 Friday night. Watch these totals add up as we head into late Friday night into Saturday, hoping the heaviest storms will hold off till after the games. That's kind of what the models are hinting at. Futurecast, pretty quiet overnight tonight. Can't rule out a few showers though late tonight near the coast. Lows will be in the 70s. There's that 30% coverage of a shower or thunderstorm tomorrow along the sea breeze. Maybe 40% of the area seeing some rain. Coastal marine forecast, not too bad at all. Pretty light winds and seas offshore. Mostly clear tonight at 20% for the triangles, mainly near the coast after around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And for tomorrow, we'll give it a 30% coverage of showers and thunderstorms with light southerly winds throughout the day and high temperatures in the lower 90s. About average, not bad. 7-day forecast, 30% coverage tomorrow, and not much rain during the day Friday. That's 60% from around 6, 7 o'clock to about 1 or 2 in the morning, 60%. Then higher than that as we head toward 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, Saturday morning, 60%, especially early on Saturday. Some of that rain may extend in the afternoon too. Models have slowed down on this event. Only reason it's cooler there on Saturday is mainly just due to rain and clouds, because the real dry air don't start showing up until Sunday. 71 and 87, partly cloudy still. Finally, mostly sunny on Labor Day. 68 and 90, 66, 91 Tuesday with some dry air, and 69, 91 for Wednesday. So beautiful beginning late weekend into next week. Let's check the phone lines and see if we've had any text messages. Have any questions at all concerning the forecast coming up, not only for tomorrow, but Friday and into the weekend as well. Of course, that number is 409-749-9302. Send us a text and we will get back with you as soon as possible. Once again, a look at that 7-day forecast. 30% coverage tomorrow. Should be a little more active tomorrow than today. Now that jumps to 60% Friday night into Saturday. And of course, we'll have a better handle on this tomorrow as some of our mesoscale models, shorter range models, will be able to go out to Friday night, Saturday morning, get a little bit better timing. 60% there on Saturday. Should be ending late in the day.